Number one, empowerment is key for 2021. Earlier on today when we did this morning sessions, one of the biggest, great, beautiful things that has come out of COVID and lockdown is the fact that we've had to trust people and empower them. Okay? Now, before anybody says it, I know there is always the exception to the rule, and there might be a couple of people that have done as little as possible working from home, and so on and so on and so on. I get that, I understand it, and there's ways of dealing with that. But on the whole, the majority of people I speak to, the majority of leaders, one thing that they can take from 2020 and lead with in 2021 is we're going to keep empowering. We're not going to be mistrusting. We're not going to go, well, he's just working from home, so he's not working hard enough. He's not working, he'd work hard if he was in the office underneath my supervision. Yeah? I think 99% of the time, by empowering people, you allow them to take responsibility for their role. And when you take responsibility, and we did a session on this not long back, empowerment and responsibility, but when you take responsibility, it builds your confidence, it builds your self-esteem. So really, really important. Empowerment is key. Personal responsibility must be agreed. Yeah, I'm going to empower you and you're going to take responsibility for it. For me, that is a big opportunity in 2021. If you remember, and I don't have it up here on the session, there are two types of culture. Control, order, predict. So you control the environment, order people about and predict the outcome. Okay? It works to a degree. It's not very nice to be in, and people never think for themselves. And they certainly don't take responsibility. So we don't want COP, control, order, predict. We don't want that. What we want is align, create, enable. Align people to the vision, the values, the strategy, and the standards of the role and the team. Create an environment where people can take responsibility because you trust them, and then enable them or empower them to go and do it. Okay? So, what COVID, in my opinion, has helped organisations do is move towards more of an ACE culture. Align, create, enable. However, again, coming back to Christian's point, if we don't continue that in 2021 and we start going, no, we need them all back, we need them all in, no, they can't work from home anymore, whatever, and you'll all have your own policies on what you're going to do. Some people are gagging to get back into the office, let's face it, yeah? The point is, whether they're working in the office or working at home, it doesn't make any difference to empowerment. Okay, you can empower somebody that's sitting three seats away from you, or you can empower them because you can't see them. The fact is, we don't want to lose this going into 2021. So, massive opportunity. Keep the ACE culture going. All the ACE stuff we've had to put in place. We need to keep that going into 2021. Okay? Agree the standards. Everybody needs to know what the standards are, so agree the new standards. Right, when you're working at home, this is what is expected. Or when you're here and there's no supervision, this is what's expected, and so on and so on. Once everybody's got a clear playing field, you can really empower people what to do. Teamship must be agreed, okay? So teamship is a concept around how the team treat each other, support each other, help each other, hold each other to account, challenge each other. So if there's a bit of an agreement within the team of how the team works, it makes the leader's job much, much more effective to empower people. Give accountability, take responsibility. So make people accountable, but then empower them so they can take that responsibility. It builds self-esteem, it builds self-confidence, contribution to society, contribution to the business, makes people feel good. Number one. Number two, face-to-face time is very valuable. So when we go back after lockdowns have finished and people can all go back into office and everything else, let's keep in mind that if we're going to take somebody's time, it's valuable. Okay? So whereas before you might go into somebody's office and go, have you got 10 minutes? And then half an hour later you're still talking to them. because of using technology, we've had to kind of book time in with people, haven't we? We've had to kind of go, oh, we'll put it in the diary then, that 10 minutes, because I can't just walk down the corridor and see you. We've had to kind of do a bit more of that. So the point that I'm making here is face-to-face time is very, very important, don't get me wrong, but it's very valuable as well. So let's give it a bit of value and think before we use people's time. I think that's an opportunity that we can take. Plan and prepare when you're going to ask for somebody's time. COVID has taught us it's precious. We need to value that face-to-face time, don't we? Yeah? Let's make it the new normal and don't take it for granted, maybe like we did before. Yeah? Let's not take time for granted of people's time. Let's keep that values quite high. If you can see somebody face-to-face at the moment, that's quite valuable. Let's try and keep that volume high. Number 2. Number 3, don't put things off. Okay? One thing that COVID has taught us is if we're going to do something, do it anyway. Do it now. Just try and do it in a different way. Yeah? There's a lot of things sometimes we put off. I'll do it when I've got the money. I'll do it when we've got more resource. We'll do it when that thing breaks and it needs changing. I think about what's happened this year. Not only is it, on average do we get 29,000 days on the planet, which is not a big number. COVID has proved something can come in and take some of those days off you as well. So if there's something that you need to do personally or in your business, then don't put it off. Just do it. And that comes back, just do it. It's like a Nike advert, isn't it? Just do it. Don't put it off, just do it. It comes back to what I said earlier about making New Year's resolutions today. Don't wait till then. The amount of times that I speak to people and they go, oh yeah, I've got a couple of good resolutions for next year. Okay, what's stopping you doing it now? Oh, well no, I'll leave it. That gives me an indication of motivation, yeah? So don't put things off, yeah? You can do what you want. It might just be in a different way. Look at the power of our possibility thinking this year, yeah? Look at the power. One of my non-exec directors, I said it earlier, she's an ops director in a large insurance broker in the city. None of their people had mobile technology. Okay, no laptops or anything like that. They all came into the city every day and they had a bank of computers like, skyscraper high. And within 2 weeks, 77% were issued with mobile technology and they were working from home. That's the possibility thinking that we can do. So if you've got something to do next year, don't put it off. Don't put it off to a better year. If you've got something to do before this year finishes, don't put it off. Let's do it now. But we might have to think about doing it in a different way. Yeah, we might have to think about doing it in a different way. If people that take responsibility find a way. People that find blame find an excuse. People that take responsibility find a way. People that blame circumstances find an excuse. That's the difference in a mindset, okay? Number 4, learn from 2020. So this is all the morning session that we did this morning. We need to be agile. We need to value information technology and it needs to drive the business. We can be productive in any environment, work, home, coffee shop, or as one of the delegates earlier on said, pub. That's your own choice if you're allowed in, but we can be pretty much productive anywhere, yeah? Social interaction is a must. We must keep doing this sort of thing, whether it's face-to-face or video conference. Health and well-being are key. That is your snapshot of the 5 key learnings, as well as trust and empowerment, which was the big one this morning, to go into 2021. There's no reason why you can't take all of these opportunities. You can keep being agile. You can really look at how IT can complement your organization rather than it being an add-on or a pain. You can really move it into its driving force. We know that we can be productive in any environment going forward, so the trust and empowerment is a bit easier to make. We know that we've got to be talking to people and checking people's mental health, talking to people, making sure they are going for walks, talking to them if they're finding it tough. Just because they're not isolated anymore doesn't mean that that's not on the agenda. Massive opportunity, okay? And then finally, and you might feel this one's a little bit self-serving, but it really isn't, okay? educate, educate, educate. Okay, in order to be in the position of most opportunity in 2021, you need to constantly develop your brain, learn new things to put yourself into that position of most opportunity. To be agile, we must learn, learn, and learn. Now, yes, you're learning, hopefully, from me on these sessions, but not just me. All the little individual learning that you can do. Don't wait for your business to send you on a course. You know, you go online, you know, watch some TED Talks, go onto our YouTube channel, you know, listen, watch the videos, you know, Google subjects, read about them, you know. To be agile, we've got to learn, learn, learn. And to be in the position of most opportunity, thanks Pete, that's great. Pete's just put the link to the YouTube channel on, everybody, there. So if you want to follow that link, if you've not seen it before, please follow. Educate, educate, educate. Learn, learn, learn. It's my mantra in life. I came out of school thinking I'd done all my learning. And I didn't really get on with school, and I came out thinking, oh God, I haven't got to learn anything anymore. And it was only when I realised in my career that I was never going to stop learning that I actually started to enjoy it. Yeah, so learn, 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 okay? Business survival depends on being agile and learning. Okay, so educate, educate, educate. Personal health and well-being get better when you learn more. You learn more about the world, you create more empathy, you learn more about you learn more about other people. Learn, learn, learn. And personal and professional success depends on it. So if you keep educating, they used to say, great leaders are readers. That's what they used to say 10, 15 years ago. You don't even have to read anymore, you can watch, you can listen. But there's all ways of getting information in. You don't just have to read either, if you're not particularly quick at reading, for argument's sake, yeah? Your personal and professional services depend on it. So, 5 key things there to take away, take opportunities in 2021 and all the learning from 2020.